Okay, so welcome back to part 2 of this video because I hit the wrong button on my phone. This is a full disclosure place. I tell you about all my boo-boos. Alright, so I have gone over everything. We finished prep, and I'm going to get my little unicorn brush and dust off the dust.
Sorry.
You're fine. Then I'm going to get my primer and my dehydrator, which this happens to be OPI Bond-Aid. Now, the links on these natural nails that came off and you just painted, those are okay, right? In other words, we don't need to tip them or anything.
Right.
Put tips on those. Okay. Now, when you apply your dehydrator, it only goes on the natural nail. Okay? Not on the acrylic. That little piece of green. She had a little bit of lift in there. She had a whole lot of lift in here. So we're basically removed all of that. And we'll just be doing an overlay on most of these instead of a fill. But that's okay. We like overlays too.
What's the overlay mean?
An overlay means that you're just putting the acrylic over your natural nail.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yes. You're overlaying it. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm going to apply my, in this particular case, this is acid primer. It's not from Nao, it just happens to be the bottle I have it in. It's actually No Lift Nails acid primer from Sally's Beauty. I have a couple of clients that cannot use non-acid primer. It just doesn't work well with them. I've tried Young Nails Protein Bond on them as well, and they just need the acid primer, so that's what I use. Again, that only goes on the natural nail, not on your tips. You want to make sure you hold the fingers down in a downward position so that you don't flood the cuticles with the primer. That's very bad, especially when you're using acid primer because it tends to burn. And it can actually cause burns on your skin. That's just for your benefit, Donna. That's why they started having non-acid primer.
Because it was burning people.
Yeah, because people weren't using it properly. You know.
Yep.
Well, it's really hard when you first get out of nail school, you know, to know all the little ins and outs, you know, when you're first starting out. So, okay, so now that we've done that, I'm going to get out my acrylic powder, which Donna, that's the wrong one. Donna prefers this nice glittery pink color, and that's not it either. Oh, good heavens to Betsy. Let's see if that, if I weren't filming, I'd have it in my hand. This is called Birthday Suit by Nail Perfection XO. Unfortunately, they are no longer in business. And it happens to be one of my most popular colors. I have several clients that get it all the time. But I can't replace it.
What are we going to do?
I know, what are we going to do? Let me see if I got my clear. Okay, and I have my clear acrylic. Now, I'm going to remove this towel, or at least get it out the way, so we get the dust out of the way.
Let me lift this up.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I'm just going to squish it that way a little bit. Get my monomer. I always take that out last because the smell tends to bother Rick. Just for their benefit. Number 14 brush. Alrighty. And that thunder you hear over my head is not a storm. It's our son. Who still lives at home. It sounds like a herd of elephants every morning. Alrighty. So I have our nice glittery pink. And I have our clear. I'm going to apply a very small clear bead to begin with. It just helps with adhesion, especially if you have heavy lifters. Again, you want to point the nail down so gravity helps you and you don't flood the cuticles. If you do happen to get any acrylic on the skin, make sure you get it off right away, because that will cause lifting. You don't always have to do a thin clear base, but it does help with problem lifters, and it helps when you're doing extremely pigmented nail designs using really pigmented colors, because they tend to stain the nail beds and stain the skin. So you always get your best adhesion from clear, because it's, I have a hair in my brush. Because there is no pigment in it. So it's the purest form of acrylic, basically. So you always get your strongest adhesion from the clear. You can talk, Donna. You're not... She's shy. That was for your benefit, too, in case you were wondering.
Thank you.
She says, well, I don't know if you're talking to me or the camera.
My sisters would tell you, I was always the quiet one.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm an only child. I always wanted brothers and sisters.
Aww, yeah.
My mom always spent a lot of time with me, and we played games and did things, played Barbies and colored and,
Oh, well, that was good.
you know, stuff like that. And she always let me have a lot of sleepovers and, you know, things like that. So, still didn't take the place of, you know, siblings, but...
Yeah. Well, each one of us girls, there was 4 of us girls, and we all had a friend that would always come over a week over to their house, and then we had bukus of cousins that would always come over, so
Aw.
we were never lonely, that's for sure. Somebody was always at the house.
I know when I was younger, we used to live off Willis Road. I don't know if you know where that is, but it's off Jeff Davis, or what used to be Jeff Davis Highway. And my mom's best friend and her husband lived like 2 doors down from us, and they had 3 girls. Lisa, Robin, and Carolyn. And Robin was older than me. Lisa was my age, and Carolyn was younger. So they used to all the time, we used to hang out all the time, you know, because my mom and her friend Barbara their mom would hang out all the time. Or, I'm sorry, Diane. Barbara was another friend. So I spent a lot of time. It's not like I was lonely, but, you know.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time with them.
Yeah, my best friend and I would always get matching clothes when we were out with her mom because she liked to dress us like Bobbsey twins.
Uh-huh.
And we were both born the same year, just different months.
Wow.
But it was cute. I liked it.
Well, that came back for a while, you know, where the family dressed alike and the boyfriend and the girlfriend or the husband and wife or whatever the case may be, you know.
Yeah.
I think they'd still do it to some degree. You know, the same T-shirts, the same... Especially if you're going somewhere like
Disney or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Easier to keep up with your people.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, the only reason I didn't remove all of this glitter is because we're going to be taking off most of that free edge.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
Yep.
Yeah, I like how at Christmas everybody dresses in the same pajamas.
Uh-huh.
I think that's cute.
Our son, Joey, and his girlfriend did that.
Aww.
They bought matching pajamas. He came out of here, came down one day right before Christmas. I think he went over there Christmas Eve. He came down, he was wearing blue pajamas with snowflakes on them. You know, like the, what you call them? The, not flannel, but, thermal.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about, like long johns.
Yeah.
Long sleeves, the long pants, all that. I said, Joey, where in the world are you going? He says, oh, Malia thought it'd be fun if when we got together this evening, if we wore matching pajamas.
Oh.
I already did this hand, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, so now that we've done that, I'm going to move my clear because I'll knock it over. And we're going to start with the color. Or the colored acrylic, rather.
My glitter.
Yep, your favorite is glitter. It's very popular. I'm so sad that they didn't stay in business. Now, the ones we're putting the decals on, those are staying the pink. And we're just painting the other ones.
Well,
yes?
Putting the tip.
The tips. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
If it'll fit on there with the decal, we could put the tip, but if it doesn't, no big deal.
We can. Oh, so do you want the blue tip on the ones with the decal as well?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. So
They
wait a minute.
seemed like they would be small enough. I didn't know.
Well then let's back up because I'm confused.
Okay.
um.
Put the tip on all 5 fingers.
Okay, you want the blue tip on all 5 fingers.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing a Frozen theme, by the way.
Yes.
Because I'm a big kid.
Hey, it's what keeps us young.
That's right. You know it.
You just want to get as close to the cuticle as you can without touching, because that will cause lifting. It's a little bit cooler today, so the acrylic is taking a few extra seconds to set up, but we'll work with it. That's your husband going, where in the world?
It's my sister calling.
Do you need to take that? I can pause the video.
No, that's okay. I'll call her back. And then she's going to hear this on the video and like, what?
You can tell them about my channel too.
Okay, I will. They're going to want to see the video.
Yeah, you're going to be a star.
I know, right?
A social media star.
If my sister Sandy was up here, she'd come with me too because she likes to get her nails done.
Aw.
She's the one that got me started on it this year. Because my mom had given her a gift certificate to one of the salons in West Virginia.
Uh-huh.
And she says, you want to go with me? I was like, yeah, let's go.
Cool.
Yeah. I did the first 2 times with her up there. And then I was back up here again. And it was way past time. So I finally went and got them done because I knew I wasn't going to get back to West Virginia.
That y'all just must have incredible fortitude or stamina or something. I can't imagine making that trip.
It's not easy. It's 4 hours each way. And now she's calling me again.
It may be important. Do you want me to pause
Do you
this?
mind? I appreciate it.
Uh-huh. We'll be back. Okay, so we're back. Had to stop for an emergency break. Thankfully, it was not an emergency. We just made that up. So I'm now on the other hand doing her pink glittery acrylic. I'm not going to be too fussed about getting it right at the bottom because we're going to be removing that. This is a core color, so I will not have to cap this in clear. You're fine.
Okay.
Just want to work it around the cuticle. Get as close as you can. You can let Mistletoe loose, sweetheart. He's not going to bother anything. If you find you've missed anything, you just go back and plug some in. Still unshot. That red did stain your skin just a little bit around, the sidewalls, but it'll wear off.
Okay.
When I put the polish remover to it. But it will come off. I can remember when I first started really being interested in nails when I was a kid. They didn't have gel polish and stuff like that. Gel polishes were just starting to come out when I got out of nail school.
We were tickled if we just had regular nail polish.
Exactly. I was taking the regular nail polish back then and taking 2 different colors and putting designs on the nails and painting my mom's nails and,
Shows what an artist you are.
Well, I've really learned that I do have, some abilities in that area since I've been doing more nails. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because my mother was always the artistic one. And I just never seemed like I couldn't even draw a stick person. I still can't write worth the poop if the paper don't have lines on it. My writing's all over the place. Uphill, downhill. All over.
Well, I think when people see your Grinch and Cindy Lou Who, they'll see differently.
I know.
They're awesome.
Speaking of the Grinch and Cindy Lou, you can see those on my Instagram at Tammy's Nail Techniques. Another shameless plug. I'm not trying to be conceited or anything, but one of the companies that I use a lot of their products from, Young Nails, tells you all the time, toot your own horn. Give yourself credit. You've worked hard to get where you are, and everybody's always learning. Nobody knows everything. And
give credit where credit's due. That's right.
Not trying to be conceited or anything, but I've worked really hard, especially in the nail art department. All right. So, like I said, we're going to be taking the free edges off of those. So, all right. So I'm going to clean my brush while that finishes setting up, and clean up my station so we can do the filing, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. Now I'm going to take my 80-100 grit file, and we're going to do the shaping and the filing down.
That one was mine.
Okay. We're finished with the stinky stuff, my dear.
Huh?
We're finished with the stinky stuff.
I'm just getting ready to eat my peanut butter.
Your peanut butter.
You don't think I'm going to give it to the dog, do you?
Well, isn't it a little early to be giving it to the dog?
It's 20 after 8, honey.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going as fast as I can go.
Time flies when we're having fun, right?
Well, I mean, it takes a little bit longer when you're taping too, because you got to explain. Okay. Oops. All right, so is this short enough, or you want it a little bit shorter? A little bit?
A little bit.
You can spray some spray in here if you want.
Hey.
Hi. How come you're not filming and talking and demonstrating?
I am.
Oh. Okay.
This is my husband, Rick, everyone. Say hello, Rick, to everyone.
Hello, Rick, to everyone.
Good night, Gracie.
Good night, George.
I'm going as fast as I can go, babe.
It's okay. Outside. Get outside.
Have you let your viewers see your room so far?
No, I have not. I haven't done a nail room tour yet,
Okay.
but I will. Maybe that'll be the next one I do.
They'll be tickled to see your rainbow room. Unicorn room.
My unicorn room. I just don't want to make your fingers sore.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate you clearing it out like that, because if they don't, then it drives me crazy.
Yeah. Are we talking about two different things? What are we-
Where it's hooked to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it feels fine when it's starting to dry, but then when it's dried, it's like you feel that something's still there, you know?
Yeah.
But you always take the time to make sure it's cleared out. And that is very much appreciated.
I'm glad that you approve.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to be appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell your husband your husband? Why don't you tell the viewers, if you want to, how sweet your husband was at Thanksgiving when you had to work?
Oh, he was so sweet. He cooked the whole meal for us. I got off at 3:30, got home. The meal was ready. My mother-in-law was there, just me, him, and my mother-in-law, and he just prepared everything, washed the dishes afterwards. I mean, he's just a godsend.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Other hand, please.
And the meal was fabulous.
I assume it was. He cooked it with his own two little hands.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
How about you guys for Thanksgiving? What y'all do?
We kind of shared the cooking duties.
Mm-hmm.
Rick usually always does the turkey, and because I can't lift it, and I'm not sticking my hands up in no raw animal. So, he usually does the turkey, and then we share, like I'll do the deviled eggs, and then I get Joey to do some things like the simpler stuff like the stuffing and the gravy, and it all gets done. Now Rick has pies. I usually do, if I'm making the pumpkin this year, Dory made the pumpkin pies and the pecan pies. But usually if I do the pumpkin pie, Rick makes a mean chocolate chess pie and coconut pie.
Wow.
Coconut, yeah. So we make a bunch of quick breads and things like that. So cookies, we had cookies out the wazoo. I think we still have like 8 or 9 cookies over there. We made sugar cookies, peanut butter blossoms, chocolate chip. Made marshmallow treats, 2 different kinds of marshmallow treats.
My goodness, y'all were busy.
Like I said, next year, I think we're just going to revisit the old standard of gift giving. We'll just shop during the year.
Yeah.
And it's usually what we do anyway. We get them things on sale or whatever, or, whenever we can throughout the year.
Yeah.
And just put it away. That way, Christmas time comes and it's not that much of a financial strain.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
If it's still not right, you need to tell me. I'll be glad to shorten them some more.
No, this hand's fine.
I'm going to switch to my 150-180 because we're taking this free edge off pretty much, and that's her natural nail. So
Sorry, I keep putting my fingers.
no,
in
you're
all places.
fine. You're fine. Adaptability.
That's right.
It's what separates us from the ape. Or something. Something philosophical like that.
Now, when you get to talk about the brands, do they ever give you compensation for that?
Eventually.
Or something?
Yeah, eventually. In order to have what they call monetized videos, and get paid for creating content for brands and things, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers,
Okay.
and you have to have at least 4,000 valid viewing hours, which means that people have actually sat through your videos over a 12-month period to equal 4,000 hours. It doesn't count if you just go on there and fast forward to the end,
Yeah.
you know, or skip the middle or whatever.
Exactly.
But I just want to make sure I get these short enough for you. I know, it's all them heavy diamonds, man. Them rocks, you gotta hold them up because they're heavy.
I was very fortunate. When we got married, he offered this to me.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And you said, why show?
I said, I love that one.
That's beautiful. I just don't wear my engagement rings and my anniversary ring because since the gastric bypass, I've lost so much weight. I can still wear them, but especially doing nails, they fling all around my fingers,
Yeah, I'm sure.
and it really bothers me. So trying to hold, you know, people's hands and stuff. So I just take them off. Back up just a hair. Thank you.
Can't wait to show them to Maggie tomorrow. Then she'll show me hers on. No, tomorrow's Thursday. Right? So I'll get to see hers Friday.
Well, I mean, depending on how much snow we get, I suppose.
Oh, that's true. So she doesn't live too far from you, does she?
No, she lives right across the street, or across Reams from Norma, basically across the street.
Oh, cool. I didn't know Norma lived in the same neighborhood.
What is that called? What is that road? That's Reams, yeah. No, they're not in the same neighborhood, but you know, if you go out of Norma, from what I understand, I've never been to Maggie's house, so I don't know.
I've been to Maggie's, but not Norma.
Oops, sorry, honey. Just trying to get the acrylic off right there. So, from what I understand, if you come out of Norma, she lives in what is it, Wintergreen or Winterfield or something along those lines. Over there where they put that over 55 community, right in front there. And so she lives back in there, and something about the way she explained it, if you come out onto Reams, Reams,
You're right there.
and then you go across the street or something,
Yeah.
it's Maggie's is there, or something or another. All right, so take a look at them and see if you think they're too long. I'm kind of concerned about the pinky and the thumb, but take a look at them and see what you think.
The pinky, yes, I can make.
Okay, so I finished the initial filing. I'm going to switch out my sanding band. For a fine ceramic drill bit to go around the cuticles and over the top of the nails and refine them. So I'm at about 14,000 RPMs. Want to make sure that you get that cuticle really well. Seal your cuticle so you don't have any lifting.
Because if you do have long hair, it will catch in if it starts to work.
Exactly. You always want to look at your nails from all angles to make sure that they're not all lumpy and bumpy.
Mm-hmm. You can see the glitter already, and you don't even have the last thing on it.
Mhm. I really have to get some better lighting. Just haven't found anything that I think will work. And if I do think it works, then I can't afford it. So,
Mm-hmm. And that's always the way it works.
yeah.
Well, people are loving our nails, mine and Maggie's at work. So we're always saying Tammy's nails. We're
Well,
even giving a couple of your cards out.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Maybe if you can get them to check out my Instagram and my YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'll get some fresh faces in here and
There you go.
some new friends. Not that there's anything wrong with my friends that I have now. Let's clarify that.
That's right.
But again, you can never have too many friends. Oh, I'm still not in frame.
Can you help?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
I'll just cut all that out. Out where I'm not in.
We have those big circle lights that you can get for taking pictures of stuff that you put on.
Yeah, like this one, where they're
So-
bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know how that would work over.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it might bring a little brightness to you, what you need.
Yeah, because I still feel like I'm working in a shadow.
Yeah. Maybe if you put it this way on this side, then you have light from both ends.
That's true. I was thinking about maybe getting a floor lamp to put right there in the corner.
Yeah.
That way it wouldn't be in anybody's way either. But I don't know if that will help or just give me more of a shadow. I'm not really sure.
Probably make sure it's an LED light or something that goes off a bright light.
Right. Do they make anything that's not LED anymore?
I don't know. I haven't bought a light in a long time.
The last one I bought was that one, I think.
That's pretty cool because it's got it's like a V, so you can move it to the side that you need it to.
Well, I thought it would help, for taking pictures and stuff, but I didn't know it had a short in it.
Oh,
You know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's the one that's stuck toward you.
Mhm.
I hate the thought of taking the Christmas tree down because now it's after the first of the year.
I know, we gotta do ours Sunday. I love the tree.
Me too. It looks so pretty in the living room. Well, last year I started the thing where you do every season tree, but then after Easter, that's when my knee situation happened. So I was, pretty much the rest of the year I've been down because of it. So I didn't ever change it out from Easter until we got to Christmas. So.
My cousin used to do that too.
My girlfriend does it over in West Virginia. Her trees always look so pretty.
Their living room used to have the vaulted ceilings and everything. So they had this really humongous tree in their formal living room. And you go in there anytime, boy, you either had, Valentine's stuff, Halloween stuff on there, or, whatever it was, even something as simple as St. Patrick's Day.
Our office does that in my lobby where I sit at. And Tracy does such a wonderful job at decorating for everything. It doesn't matter what it is.
Well, it just helps with people's morale, too.
Yeah.
That's her husband going, "Are you still there?"
Yeah, he knows it takes me a little bit. Just my email saying, "Look, you got an email."
Come this way just a little bit. I'm not too fussed about the glitter on the thumbnail on the end because we're going to be painting over that with the blue tip.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Forgot about that. Yeah. The ones I've been watching, they have like this strip of tape that they put down, and they do it sideways so that they can paint the nail a little color one side and a different color the other side. And it just kind of fades that color out. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, like an ombre, but a vertical ombre sort of. Is that what they're calling it or whatever?
I don't even know because I don't